during 5th grade recess. On the picnic table where the janitors took their cigarette breaks. We weren't children naturally skilled in the occult, but Kelsey Miller's birthday fell on Halloween, so her sleepover had been shrouded in mystery and haunt. We'd initially engaged in parent-approved activities, us in blindfolds, our hands thrust into cold spaghetti zombie intestines and chilled grape eyeballs. But after the pepperoni pizza and orange crush had been consumed, after Mrs. Miller had rinsed the eyeballs and returned them to the fridge for breakfast, she'd said goodnight, reminded us to make good choices, and retired upstairs with a Danielle Steele novel. And then the real party started. Kelsey's older sister, Courtney, taught us the initial seance script. Short and busty, those Miller girls were always a little ahead of their time. Kelsey got her period in 4th grade. I remember because we were both crossing guards and we got to leave class early. As we walked to our Cardinal Drive post, Kelsey asked if I would check her. In middle school, I'd come to know this phrase intimately, examining friends for everything from panty lines to hickeys. But as a 10-year-old, I didn't know what she meant. "Am I leaking?" she asked, turning her backside to me. How had I not noticed the blood? Rust stains cascaded down the inseams of her pink parachute pants, a horror I'd never known to fear. "A little," I said, afraid that if I accurately affirmed her worry, I'd become complicit in its cause. "Thought so," said Kelsey, looping a hoodie around her waist, a menstrual wardrobe trick I'd implement myself in years to come. Kelsey was more popular than me. Her mom threw her birthdays with friends while I shared mine with my brothers and my grandma. In 6th grade, Kelsey even had a boy-girl party where we played spin the bottle in her basement. I prayed Jim Rogers would kiss me, but both times he picked Jessica Sawyer to my left, even when it looked like the Pepsi bottle tilted slightly closer to my jelly shoes and not hers. I don't know why Kelsey invited me to those parties. She wore Guess jeans and a push-up bra, while I sported brown loafers and hand-me-downs. I'm pretty sure the purple dress I wore to that party had a ruffled Victorian collar and balloon sleeves. Maybe Mrs. Miller made Kelsey invite all the girls from our class. As a parent, I've insisted on such manners with my own kids. I'm only now realizing it's been more for me than for them, because I was once a child afraid of being left out. But when it came to seances, I ruled. I killed my classmates with car bombs and house fires. Murderers crept in first-floor windows, and poisonous snakes slid between Holly Hobby sheets. As the storyteller, it was my job to massage our victims' temples as I elaborated on the nefarious details of their imagined deaths. Carla startled a man wielding a chainsaw in her backyard. June's baby blue Volkswagen spun out of a hairpin turn. When other narrators rotated in, they didn't sell the deaths. I guess it was like raining or something, and I don't know, maybe the power. Inevitably, I'd be begged back in to service to describe the fallen oak that had severed the electricity and sent our victim hurling head over toes down her basement stairs. I don't know whose idea it was to bring the seances to school. Probably Tracy Haggerty. She'd paused Irish dancing outside the art room long enough to tell us how our parents needed to get completely naked to make a baby. Or maybe it was Kelsey herself, bored with cheerleading practice and letting Kyle Farrell feel her up behind the swings. All I know is that I spent one blissful week slaughtering students in the strange light of day. We were chanting, light as a feather and stiff as a board, when one of the janitors shut us down. In the end, none of the adults complained about the violence or killing. They didn't care if we read tarot or Ouija or ate zombie intestines for lunch. They just needed the table back to smoke. we'd have to find somewhere else to raise our bodies to the sky.